Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about few more medical terminology related prefixes that denote the information about body. Okay, so if you remember, like in our previous session also we have discussed the various prefixes that denotes the body part, right? So this session is in the continuation of the same. Now, if you are directly referring this session, just for those people, like I'm repeating the definition for the prefix, because if you don't know what is prefix, then it would be not that much of useful for you to proceed with the further topic, right? That's why I'm repeating the definition of prefix. So prefix is a word that attaches at the beginning of the medical terminology, and from there it provides some information, and that information could be related to the body part, could be related to the shape, size, color, and different type of properties. So that's why, like, I have divided every prefix into a particular category, and at the moment we are looking for the category body part related prefixes. Okay, so I think now the definition is clear, so we are good to start with the prefixes. So how we are going to proceed with this session? First of all, I'll tell you about the prefix and their meaning, and once that part is cleared, then we will look for the examples of the same. Why? Because without example we will not be able to understand the things completely, and examples, like if you know how to identify the example, then it would help you in the interview or examinations. Okay, so let's start with the first prefix. So the first prefix is Osseo. O-S-S-E-O, Osseo. Now what is Osseo? uh, Whenever we want to showcase something as bone, or whenever there is a discussion related to bone, then in that case we will use the terminology prefix as osseo. Okay, so it is clear that whenever there is a discussion around bone, then in that case we will utilize the prefix osseo. Got it? Now what we will do, we will see some of the examples for the same. So for that reason, let's look at the first example, which is osseous. What is osseous? Osseous means relating to or reassembling bone. Relating to or reassembling bone. So just to showcase this thing, we are using the example osseous. Osseous is a medical terminology which is initiated with the prefix osseo. Okay. Similarly, if you look at the second example, which is osseointegration. Osseointegration. Now, what is osseointegration? The process by which bone tissue forms a strong bond with an implant. Okay, so this process where the bone tissue is forming some kind of strong bond with the implant, then that process we will denote with the help of osseointegration. Osseointegration, such as dental implant or prosthetic joint. So in both the things we are using the process osseointegration. Now osseointegration is the complete medical terminology which is initiated with the prefix osseo, O-S-S-E-O. Okay, fine. Now we will move to the third example. Third example is osseous dysplasia. Osseous dysplasia. Now what is osseous dysplasia? Abnormal development or growth of a bone tissue. So let's say if bone tissue is grown abnormally, or the development has been started which is abnormal for the growth of bone tissue, then this situation we will denote with the help of osseous dysplasia. Osseous dysplasia. Okay, so osseous dysplasia is a medical terminology which is composed with the medical prefix osseo. Fine. Likewise, if now we look at the fourth example, which is osseous resorption. Osseous resorption. Now, what is osseous resorption? The process of bone tissue being broken down and absorbed by the body. The process of bone tissue being broken down and absorbed by the body. Then this type of absorption we can denote with the help of the terminology osseous resorption. Osseous resorption. Okay. Now, if you look at all these examples again, you will find only one common thing in between them, which is bone. Everywhere we are talking about the bone. So that's the reason every example is initiated with a prefix osseo. Got it? So this is how we will identify the prefix Osseo with a medical terminology. These are just example. There might be like there are various other terminology where Osseo is used, but now we have idea like how to identify the Osseo with a medical terminology. Got it? Now we will move to the second prefix, which is again related to bone, and the prefix is Ossi. O-S-S-I. Ossi. Ossi means bone. Okay, so there might be some question from you guys like if we have already know like that we know one prefix that we use to denote the information related to bone, right? Then why we are learning it again? Because in medical science there are various alternative name or alternative prefix available for a particular thing, so we should be aware of each and every alternative names. Why? Because if you don't know about the Aussie, and in exam center or in interview question there is a some terminology like ossification is there, so in that case we will not be able to understand it, right? That's why we should know about each and every alternative name as well. So we know that osseo is used for bone, similarly ossi is also used for bone. Got it? Now let's see the example. The first one is ossification. What is ossification? The process of bone formation including both intramembranous and endochondral ossification. So this entire process is defined with the help of terminology ossification, which is initiated with the prefix ossi. Likewise, if you look at the second example, which is ossicle, Ossicle, ossicle. What is ossicle? It's a small bone, especially one of three auditory ossicles in the middle ear, the malleus, incus, and stapes. Okay, so this small type of bone is defined with the help of medical terminology ossicle. Then we have next example, which is ossicular chain. What is ossicular chain? The interconnected bones of the middle ear that transmit sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear. So this thing we will denote with the help of the terminology ossicular chain. Ossicular chain. Similarly, if you look at the fourth example, which is ossiculoplasty. What is ossiculoplasty? It's a surgical reconstruction or repair of the auditory ossicles. Surgical reconstruction or repair of the auditory ossicles can be used or can be denoted with the help of medical terminology ossiculoplasty. Ossiculoplasty. Got it? So far we have discussed two types of prefix that we can use to denote bone, which is osseo and ossi. Similarly, we will discuss one more alternative name for the bone, which is ost or osteo. Ost or osteo. This is again used to denote the bone. So this thing you can consider as a third alternative name for the bone. There could be more, right? There are many other prefixes also. So let's see how ost or oste is used. Osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis means a degenerative joint disease characterized by the breakdown of joint cartilage and underlying bone changes. So this thing we will denote with the help of osteoarthritis. Then we have osteoblast. What is osteoblast? A type of bone cell responsible for the formation of new bone. A type of bone cell responsible for the formation of new bone. So this thing we will denote with the help of osteoblast. Similarly, in the third example, we are talking about osteoclast. What is osteoclast? A type of bone cell responsible for the resorption or breakdown of the bone tissue. Okay, so we have discussed two things, osteoblast and osteoclast. One is responsible for the formation of new bone and another one is responsible for the resorption and breakdown of the bone tissue. Got it? Now, in the last example for this prefix, we have osteochondritis. Osteochondritis. What is osteochondritis? Inflammation of the bone and cartilage. Because of some medical conditions, if the bone and cartilage is inflamed, then this thing we will denote with the help of terminology osteochondritis. Okay, so yeah, these are the all example for and osteo prefix. I hope it is clear, and these are the only prefixes which I would like to share with you all in this session. And for today, we have only one question, like what information is provided by the prefix opthalum and opt. So yeah, that's all for today. In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.